We are picking up where we left off last week, which is right in the middle of this desperate battle for your lives with the cult down in the vaults buried deep in the mountainside. So you now know that this cult is the reason that there's paranoia and strangeness going on throughout the monastery. You're locked in a battle for your lives with the cult. You've managed to bring down several of their doppelgangers and cultists. And, well, several of their cultists. I'm not sure about doppelgangers yet. You've managed to bring down one of the shadows and their master of assassins. So on one hand, things look like they're going well for you. On the other hand, you're running out of magic points. You're all badly wounded. Things are also looking quite grim. And as we launch back into the game, this is combat round 9, and it's Adrienne to start.
Okay, I'm going to cast Hands to Fate again.
You're certainly
And
burning
hope
through the
that-
hands of fate. Go for it. Make a roll, see how it comes off.
Okay. Hang on. Right.
I might just pan this out one click just to see. Yeah, there we go. It's a little bit better. I can see the whole battlefield in one go.
Yeah.
Found it?
Yeah.
Okay, so your target number was 13 and your total was 15. So you've passed. You appear to have double clicked, but I'll take the first one, which gives you a success with 4 points of stunts.
+1.
And yes, +1 on the fate pool. So the fate pool's 5. And you've got 4 points of magic stunts as well. If you would like to select a magic stunt, I'll just pop that up for you in case you don't have it to hand. So
Thank you.
Spell stunts, show the players. There you go.
May I suggest, as magic points are at an absolute premium at the present time, reduce the cost of your casting.
That's actually a very good idea.
Yeah.
So let's see now. That would be a
2-point stun.
2 point stunt. Yeah. And it doesn't say anything about it not being stackable, so I will allow you to use all 4 points of stunts to reduce the magic cost by 2 if you would like to.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you.
That is very good to know for future.
Well, I think certainly in this fight, where magic points are going to be life or death very, very shortly, in fact probably are already, saving the extra points is probably going to be ideal. So that's the call I'm going to make. I'm going to let you do that.
So that would have been a 4, and that's down to only a 2.
Yeah. Yes, that's right. Okay, so that's 5 points in the fate pool. That's your major action. Do you have a minor action you would like to make as well, or is that you done?
That's me done for now.
No. Now, we need to regroup with Father Lockian, remember. We need to be making progress over to the northeast.
Oh, right, yeah.
Oh, by the way, Bryan, as well, your tentacles need to be gone.
Tentacles have disappeared now, aye.
Put your tentacles away.
So as the energy that was sustaining the black tentacles dissipates, they shrivel and descend back through the floor until they're just a bad memory and a few wisps of shadow dissipating through the light.
It's Picard all over again.
It also drops several corpses of bad guys who were dead in there, but at least that area is free. So, Nell, if you would like to make your move back towards wherever it is you're headed, you can move a number of squares equal to, or at least not exceeding your speed.
Okay.
And while Nell's doing her movement, it is monk number 8. So let's have a look now.
Quick question, Bryan.
Yes?
On him, would he not move north to take on that doppelganger who's not occupied because he knows that's going to stab somebody?
That is pretty much the plan, yes, because he can reach him from now. and intercept him, and he knows that one of his other brothers has got this doppelganger occupied as well. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's going to interpose himself there.
Oh, where are we?
Now he's not actually much of a match for the.
You're heading northeast.
You're heading over this way, back towards the room's entrance now.
Okay.
Okay, so monk number 8. The monks and the cultists are sharing the same stat block, so I'll just bring up the cultist stat block. Cultist, and you've managed to arm most of them with weapons they've taken from the fallen cultists. So this guy's armed with a dagger. He's going to take a swing at the cultist. And he can't aim this round. Yeah, I'm still getting a little bit lag at my end, which is I've been having problems with that all morning. I don't know. Okay,
No, I don't think you could move past the shadows.
No, I didn't mean to do that.
Okay, so that's a hit. He's scored with 4 points of stunts. What he's going to do is skirmish him backwards out of the way so he can't attack his friends, and he's going to knock him prone as well. So he's going to knock him right back here and prone. I'll just pull prone down, and he's also going to deal some damage. And I appear to have foolishly closed that stat block again, so just give me a second to reopen it and roll the dagger damage. There we go, it's just minimized is what I need to do. 6 points of dagger damage to that cultist. Just check for armor. 0, so that's 6 points. Minus 6. Okay, so what happens is that this monk races up there, and as the cultist turns to investigate, because he can hear him coming, the monk slams the dagger into the doppelganger's chest. It takes a half step backwards and finds the monk's leg neatly positioned behind it to trip it. So it goes bang, hits the ground, and slides backwards to where it is now. It was a deliberate trip, and it reminds you very much that these monks are actually militant monks from a warrior order, because he certainly knew what he was doing. The dagger he knew wasn't going to be enough to kill this creature, so he decided he would trip it at the same time, and he's thrust it back to make his chained allies safe. Now then, this doppelganger was going to cut the throat of that monk lying down there, but he's been attacked, so he's going to have to try and defend himself from the monk. Well, there's actually 2 monks attacking him. So just pop this up. As I say, it's a little bit on the laggy side. I did a restart and everything, it didn't help, but never mind. He's going to hit the monk with the sword, and he's going to aim because he didn't have to move. So that is, doppelganger has scored 5 points of stunts. He's going to do a mighty blow with that for an extra 2 points of 2 dice of damage. So I'll do the standard sword damage to this monk first. That's 14. That's fairly horrific. And then we'll do an additional 2d6. So that doppelganger's done 19 points of damage to this this monk. Fortunately for this monk, he was one of the ones that was caught in Gora's area of effect healing spell earlier in the fight. So that 19 points of damage, which might have been close to finishing him, is now something he can not shrug off exactly, but he can cope with. So as the doppelganger swings round, it slashes with its sword. The monk dodges backwards, and the sword just grazes across his chest, cutting a shallow wound into it instead of the deeper wound that he had hoped for. Now then, it's the doppelganger that was knocked back by the previous monk, so it's going to have to use 1 action to stand up, and he is going to advance back into action, and that's him done. So he comes in over there. It is monk number 5, who's actually still chained, but despite being chained, whips his legs out and catches the doppelganger around the leg. So he's got him in a leg lock with his own legs, just to hinder the doppelganger, which is going to give it a penalty on all of its actions. So I'll just mark it down. There we go. And shadow. So it's one of the shadows trying to get past Father Lockian so it can get back on with killing Nicholas Marty. Because they all seem to want to kill the bard. Actually, he's not currently engaged with Father Lockian. He's currently engaged with the illusion of Kellen. And I'm just trying to remember whether this is the one that saw through it or the one that didn't. Excuse me.
Is that this guy here?
No, it's this guy here that I'm pinging.
Oh, okay.
I-
I don't think that one's.
I recall the doppelganger. The doppelganger saw
Doppelganger's
through it.
seen through it.
Yeah.
I don't think the shadows have yet.
No.
So the shadow actually has no reason to imagine that's an illusion this round. So it's going to have to attack the illusion. If it misses, then it still has no reason to know that's an illusion. If it hits, then it gets a chance to realise the reason the weapon passed straight through. Or the touch had no effect, I should say. So let's just...
Will it go straight through and hit that doppelganger that's nearly dead?
Sadly for you, no, it won't. Okay, it's hit, which means the shadow now has
Has
an
it?
opportunity to.
How does a 14 hit 16 armor defense?
It's not attacking you; it's an attack, an illusion of you. It's
Yeah.
the
Does the
defense
illusion
is
not have the same?
No.
no. It has the
Alright.
defense of the caster.
Right.
So the
And my defense is 10.
her defense is only 10. His defense is only 10. Yeah. So that was a shadow. So let's just see if it figures it out. I don't think they're the smartest of creatures, but I don't think they're completely stupid either. Let's have a look. What's your spell power, Louise?
Hang on. How do we work this out again?
It should be written next to the spell, but if it's not, it's 10 plus any focus bonus you might have plus your willpower.
Hang on.
But it should actually be written in the spells entry on your character sheet.
According to the entry, it's the spell power is 10.
Right, that's not likely. So let's just work through. What's your willpower?
I think it's 1. Let me just check. Yeah, it's 1.
Okay, so that means your spell power can't be lower than 11.
Okay.
And do you have the appropriate focus for that arcana?
I don't have the illusion arcana just yet. I don't think.
Not the focus.
No,
just
I've got water, but I don't have illusion.
Okay, so the spell power is 11. It had to beat it.
Okay.
Scored 12. So you can go ahead and change that on your character sheet. It scored
Yeah,
12,
that's
so
what I'm
it's
doing.
now aware that that is an illusion. It won't fall for it again in the future. So coming up next, we have Janosch himself, who he's going to break. Actually, no, he's fairly confident his side's winning, so he's going to continue this round to cast the spell he needs to try and get that door open. And monk number.
Did he make his hat out of a badger?
It does look a bit like one, doesn't it? Okay, so monk number 4 is this chap all the way over here. He's going to move in and attack that doppelganger. And I seem to have closed cultist again because I can't remember to keep things open. It's doppelganger, just push that out of the way. Cultist. So, dagger attack. That's a hit with 5 points of stuns. And he's going to make a mighty strike because he wants to take this doppelganger down. So that's going to be that damage.
Are the monks on Whisper?
Let me just
Appear to
check.
be.
Yes, they are. Right, I've just
Okay.
taken them off. So you should see them from now on. There we go. That's 4 basic damage and 2 additional dice for the stunt he used. That's 10 damage to the Ooh, and that doppelganger is now in serious trouble. Does have some armor on, so that reduces it to 8. But as that monk comes in, he feints towards the doppelganger's head, and as the doppelganger tries to bring up his defense towards his head, the monk reverses his swing and slashes him right across the side, roughly where the kidneys are located in a human. Doppelganger's anatomy is slightly different, so it's not been a fatal hit, but you can see its sag almost drops to its knee under the impact. It's now leaking lots of shadowy coloured blood. It's not doing too well, it has to be said. Okay, Abbot Cadogan to go next, and most of the enemies immediately around him are down. So he's going to race into, he's got cultist number 2, or he can go in and try and finish off the ones that are killing the chained monks.
Would he not be more likely to come in behind this guy?
I think so, yeah. Especially as he started the fight trying to free the monks, it kind of gets in the same thing. So Abbot Cadogan is going to make an attack. He's currently operating off a decreased stat block because he's still suffering a lot from when. Oh God, I've generated stunts again. Believe it or not. So he's going to. He desperately wants this beast down, so he's going to make. Actually, he's going to trip him for 2 and.
Do a lethal blow with that.
Do a lethal blow as well for an extra dice of damage. Yeah. So let's do the damage first. The basic damage from the sword, and I've just clicked the wrong thing. Basic damage from the sword is 9, plus the lethal damage stunt.
Hang on, did you say a lethal blow from 4 points of stunts?
Oh, mighty blow then.
Mighty, yeah.
Okay.
The lower of the 2. Yeah.
The lower of the
Right.
2.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's mighty blow rather than lethal blow. So that's an extra 5. That's 14 points of damage, and I've got a strong suspicion he's just killed it. He has, even after its armor reduces that to 12 damage. That is that. There you go. You can see it's bleeding. It's bleeding very slowly. And for some reason, the second half of that fatality macro didn't work, but there you go. So he runs up behind it, he grabs it round the neck, pulls the neck back, and jabs the sword straight across its throat, and then pulls. And the thing just collapses dead with sort of shadowy blood leaking out from its neck.
That'll learn it.
That'll teach you. Okay, so it's this monk next. He's going to rush in and attack this cultist.
Would he though?
Yeah, this is the monk that's gone a bit psycho. Remember, he's
Oh yeah, he's the one who went crazy, wasn't he?
yeah, he's the one that's like, "Come on, then, I'll take it all on."
even though he's quite badly wounded.
He's extremely badly wounded, but he's also
He's got a
incredibly
flesh wound.
yeah. He's also incredibly aggressive at the moment because he's really annoyed about being held prisoner for so long. I think he was armed with a sword as well, so let's make a
Yeah.
sword
I
roll.
can see where he's coming from, to be fair.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Look at that. It's somebody who actually hasn't generated a stunt. So I think it's the first one in the fight, and he's missed. Just to add
Oh,
insult
no.
to injury.
By how much?
By 3. Probably worth hanging on to the points for the main enemies at this point, I think. Nicholas Marty to act.
Oh God.
Come on, Nicholas, everybody's counting on you. No pressure.
Yeah. Like, how's Father Lockian doing at the moment?
Father Lockian, let's take a look.
Jesus.
He has had better days. He's looking very badly injured, actually, would be the
Right,
answer
okay,
to that question.
I'm gonna try and heal him again with
Wait a
healing
minute,
waters.
wait a
if
minute,
I can
wait a
find
minute.
it.
Wait a minute. We seem to have the injuries for Father Lockian seem to have somehow reset themselves. And it's shown him as completely healed, which he shouldn't be.
No.
Not to my mind, he's not.
He's not.
Like, I did heal him a little bit in the last round, but it wasn't that much.
Nope, I can actually remember he was left with 48 hit points, but it seems to have zeroed his health bar. So I'm just going to type those back in. So it's 48 of 78, and that's why it's stuck in my mind.
Hold on, he's got 48 hit points left, and I've got 15. Fuck that, I'm healing myself.
Right. Okay, go for it. Heal yourself.
I can't heal anybody else if I'm dead. So,
No, that's very true. And you've just scored believe it or not, 5 points of stunts.
Oh, hang on. Is that enough to split it? Because if I can split it, I'll heal him a bit as well.
I can't remember off the top of my head, but my initial
Yeah, that's
feeling
4
is that it
points.
is.
And what's my...
And
And I
reduce
make it a powerful casting as well, with the spare.
Right, you
Yeah.
are. I did say do
No,
something
no.
spectacular, and that's what you've done, essentially.
Hey!
If you're trying to reduce the cost, that's a skillful casting for 2.
No, I'm powerful casting. Increase the spell power of your spell for 1 point. Because
right.
The spell you don't need to increase the spell power though, because it's not being resisted.
Alright. Okay. What to do with the extra point then? There's nothing to do with the extra point.
No, that's kind of the problem with spell stunts. Once you get down to
Okay,
single
that's
points,
fine.
there's not a lot. What I will allow is I will allow
Okay.
you to have 1 extra point of healing to one
Okay.
of the 2 people you're going to affect. You can decide which one.
Right, okay. So I need to do my 3d6. Oh, bloody hell!
Yep, that's not bad.
I'll be generous. I'll let him have the extra point.
Okay, so that's 40, 50, 62. That'll take him up to. I could just add 14 plus 14, and then it'll do 62. I was right. Look at that.
Ooh, that's me looking in a better shape now.
Yes.
Right, his energy bar to me looks like it's somewhere about 10.
I can't see his energy bar
No,
at all.
no,
It's
no,
red
you're
bar.
not
I can
looking at
see
the
the
doppelganger underneath.
doppelganger's one, which is on his character.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, energy bars are above, they're not below, aren't they?
that's right. They're above. Yeah, and you can set them to below instead, but I always keep them above.
In which case, I can't see Father Lockians at all.
Yeah,
Okay,
we can't see any PC or
that's right.
on
Yeah.
our side apart from the monks.
Because what I said with the player characters was the players could decide whether they wanted the bars to be visible to everyone else. With this as an NPC, I will make it visible to everyone. Yeah. There you go. An NPC on your side. I'll let you see Father Lockian's. There you go. That's his bar should have appeared now. So it is now cultist number 2, please, and that's the one that this monk's just attacked. So he's going to retaliate in kind. Well, in unkind actually. To be honest. And it would have generated stunts, but he's missed. So there we go. Callan to go.
Can we go? Right, this doppelganger that's in front of me is getting the smackdown.
Right, you are.
That's fine. Can I be doing with this? Right, come on, 6 stun points. Let's see some stun points here.
Can you charge him?
You can't charge from a standing. You
Yeah,
could
he's-
aim though.
You could aim. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that.
It's a
Oh.
hit. No
But,
stun points, but it's a good hit.
Good hit. Take that, you think?
Oh, 16 points of damage. So by the time it
It's
goes
one off
through,
maximum.
yeah. By the time it goes through his armor, that becomes 14 points of damage. Okay, you run the doppelganger through where its heart would be if it was human. Its eyes widen, and for a second you think you've killed it, but as you draw the sword back out, you realise that the thing's actually looking very slightly relieved. Obviously, it's very, very badly injured, but its heart isn't actually located in the same place as a human's, and it realises how close to killing it you got there. So it's a little bit on the worried side. And I think it might be its turn next. So
It is.
it is its turn next.
But I mean, I wouldn't even bother aiming with that anyway, because it's just not me.
Yeah,
I'd be more likely to do a swing and stand firm.
yeah.
There's my MO.
Okay, so it's going to have to make a willpower self-discipline test, otherwise it's gonna, and it's failed.
It's going to run away.
It's gonna, yeah, it realizes it can't get anywhere, but it's gonna pull back certainly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. It's gonna fall back to its allied. Actually, it can get a bit further, so it might head over this way, so it's between the two mages, in the hopes that one of them will heal it. And it is the imp to go. Now then, the imp realizes that things are not going as well as its master thinks they are going. So it's shrieking and flapping and pointing at everything, trying to get something across. And its master's not paying attention. He's just reading from his spell book, trying to get this door open. In the end, the imp sort of shakes its head angrily and decides it's going to have to ante up itself a little bit and kick in with a magic bolt. So let's have a go with that. And that's a 16, so that's a hit, so it has to target whoever's not on its side that's within its range, and I'm afraid that looks to me like it... Oh, wait a minute, it might be able to get Kellen, so let's just check the distance. No, actually, it's probably going to go for the mages, because being a familiar, it's aware how dangerous mages are. So it's going to try and bring Adrienne down. So it's just hit you with its version of an arcane blast, essentially, is what a magic bolt is. It's pink, yeah. So the imp can now roll damage against you. So let's have a look. Ooh, 7 points of damage to Adrienne.
You little bastard.
Yes, that's a distinctly unfriendly thing for it to have done. Right. Doppelganger number 4 is the one that Louise asked me about earlier. It's going to attempt to finish Nicholas Marty off because it's determined. Because of course. They're really going after the mages. That's 16, that's a hit. Luckily, you healed yourself recently because you've just taken another 5 points of damage. Don't forget to reduce that if you're wearing armor. It could be better. Monk number 9. Where's monk number 9? That one is now going to unlock this monk down here. So, choose side. And it's along here, I think. Nope. Choose side.
Could he unlock 2 monks in the same turn?
Yeah, he probably could. One with a major action, one with a minor action. Unfortunately, there isn't another one close enough. He'd have to move up to this one.
That's not him, though. It's the one with the star on his
Yeah,
head.
it's the one with the star on his head. So it's this one that's moved up to there. So we now add this monk to the turn order, and I'm just going to, for speed's sake, I'm going to make him the same initiative as the monk that unlocked him. So I will now, once we get to the end of this round, I'll have to reorder it. So Father Lockian to go next.
Does he lose a blindness?
He does, loses a pip on the blindness, so let's just take off the blue one. Oh no, I seem to have added one on, so where the hell's that blue one come from? Oh, that's weird.
I see the blue one. And a red one.
Aye, but as I click him again, what's happening is it's adding another one of that colour on, and it shouldn't actually be possible to do that.
Now he's moved into the darkness
Yeah.
through a wall.
I've moved him to see if there was some interference occurring that was causing it. It did. I've now managed to take that off, so he's reappeared. So Father Lockian still currently blinded, but he's going to try and stab where he thinks the doppelganger is, because he can hear it and he's been stabbing in that general direction anyway. He is going to aim, but I'm not going to apply the aim bonus because He's blind. So, and I'll also take one further off. That's still 16 points though. That's still a hit. 2d6 plus 3. 11 damage to that doppelganger, which is
11.
Because of his armour.
yeah. Sorry, it should actually only be 10 because of his armour. Killed it anyway though. So
Excellent.
slashing, not exactly wildly, and he's not actually slashing because he's aware that Nicholas Marty's nearby and slashes might kill him. So he's thrusting forwards. He thrusts at what he thinks is the doppelganger's chest. As it happens, he's completely right. It goes straight through the chest, slightly off to the right, and as he pulls the sword back, there's a splash of shadowy blood, and the doppelganger just crashes to the ground like somebody's just dropped a sack of potatoes. Thunk.
Ah,
Dead.
don't get it on my tunic.
But if you shine light on it, does his blood disappear?
Yes, actually it does. He's now going to advance until he bumps into something cold because he knows that's the shadows. So he's advancing. He's got his sword out ahead of him, just like, where the hell is everything? What's going on? And one hand out. His hand touches one of the shadows and he can see frost forms on his arm. You can see frost forms on his arm. So he knows he's got to where he's going, and now he's trying to fight the shadows while still blinded, but he's run out of time. In it, Imush to go now. The demon realizes that things are not going as well as the boss thinks, which is why the imp is going ballistic. He's looking round to see what's going on. He sees one of his fighters has been forced out of the fight, staggering backwards, badly injured. He's going to take a look and see if there's much he can do about that, because he'd rather put his fighter back in the fight than risk attracting anyone's attention to shoot at him. So, is there
being
anything
a
he can
seduced
do?
demon, he's going to feel like that guy.
There's actually nothing he can do unless he wants to give it his healing potion, which, funnily enough, he doesn't. So he's going to cast a spell at somebody else instead. Let's have a look now. He will fire off a shadow dagger, and let's see who's in range. I've got a bad feeling there's only Nell in range of the shadow daggers.
There's a monk there.
There's a monk there. We'll
here.
try and take the monk down who's closer.
There's a monk chained to the wall.
He's not interested in killing people who aren't already in the fight. 15, that's a hit. He's shadow daggered. He'll take out the closest opponent, which is probably... well, he thinks it's this guy. He doesn't notice the fight behind him. So he's going to hit Monk 10. Also, Monk 10's quite badly damaged as it is. So he's pretty sure he can finish it off. I've got that going the wrong way around. Okay, that shadow dagger went backwards, but never mind.
It hit him with a hilt.
He hit him with the hilt of the shadow dagger, yeah. So, the Seducer Demon shadow dagger damage. That's a d6 plus 1. So, I'll just type that in. Roll 1d6 plus 1. That's 7 points of damage to this monk here, which might have killed him actually. Oh, it didn't, but it's come close. It hits him right in the neck. He staggers backwards with his shadow dagger has gone straight through. You can see like red and black veins travelling through the neck. He's gripping it, he's coughing. He's in a very, very bad way. A strong breeze would probably finish him off. At this point, Inut is done, and it is Gora to go.
Right. So I'm going. Yeah, I'm going to be moving up the field. Oh, hang on. First of all, I need the save to disorientate that was put on me before.
Yes. So it was it Janosch that cast it?
Uh-huh.
I believe so. Yes.
It was indeed. Okay, so let's bring Janosch's stats up. Actually, I don't need to. It is 18 because they're both 17 normally, and he at the start of the fight upped his thing. Just give us a second. I just need to reach the light in this room. It's getting very dark.
Mm-hmm.
There minutes to sundown.
Right, sorry, go ahead.
It was a willpower test, is that correct?
It's a willpower, self-discipline test, yes.
However,
Mhm.
the hands of fate intervene.
Yes. Nell, if you're happy to let Gora spend a point from the fate pool, he can have passed that saving throw.
Go for it.
Excellent.
Thank you. So I've now got my full movement back, and
So you, one
I'm no
second
lo-
you're feeling disoriented, you're trying to
Yes.
fight it off. It's not. It's still. You know that hangover you get after you've had a migraine, where everything's still a bit confusing. You're feeling like
hate
that. Yeah, exactly. You're feeling like that, but suddenly, as Sean said, the hands of fate intervene, and this confusion just lifts from Gora. So, what would Gora like to do, and who to?
Okay. I'm going to get up the field to get to a point where I'm regrouping with everybody else on my full speed now of 8.
Yep.
So that's for my minor. I'll get up to about there. I think that'll put me in harm's way. I'll stand in front of Adrian and become ablative armor because I've got more hit points.
Good idea.
So
yeah.
if that imp wants to start firing at a mage, I'm a more tempting target.
You are, yeah.
Right.
And you're both in front of me, so I'm alright.
Right. Can I now see Nicholas and how badly off is he?
Let me just check your vision. So that's Control L. Yes, you can see Nicholas, and I think he's quite badly off still. Is that right, Louise?
No, actually, after that heal I did on myself, I'm not too bad now.
Okay.
Okay.
Nicholas
Like,
is
I'm not perfect, but I'm not bad.
Right.
So, you know. Could do with some
So
extra magic points.
You may both. So Nicholas is okay.
Yep.
Father Lockian's okay. I know
Yep.
for a fact Adrian's okay.
Yep.
Kellen could do with a bit, but he's not currently engaged, and it's not immediate. There is that poor monk over there who went ballistic and did his own thing, but I honestly can't justify an area of effect healing spell just for him
One
and
man.
Kellen.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are, however, a lot of tempting targets all clustered together there casting a spell.
They really are, aren't they? Yes.
Yes, they are, and one of them's almost dead, and I saw him run away, really badly wounded.
You did, so you can try and finish him off with a grenade, aren't you?
What a good idea, because I was just trying to work out what area of effect I could actually do from here.
Okay.
Is it a range of 6? Or
Range of
long
8.
range for 8.
Range of
Long
8
range
is
for
your
8.
long range.
Yeah.
Long range, yep.
7
Yep.
hits that square.
Yep, so you could...
8 would hit that one. Wouldn't
Yeah.
catch the imp, but you could catch the demon.
Yes.
Whereas that one would
The
catch.
imp is a lot more flimsy than the demon. It's also less cowardly, despite the fact that it would be more easily killed.
Right.
The
And
seducer
from what
demon
I've...
has not proven to be terribly brave, whereas the infernal sorcerer is brave
Yes.
enough that he's got his back to most of the fighting. The imp's actually engaged people, so you think the infernal sorcerer and the imp are the two brave ones, and with them gone,
Yeah.
you've got a suspicion the seducer demon might
They
try
might
and
break.
escape. Yeah.
Yeah. From what I've seen, acid grades are actually like top tier. You need the most advanced alchemy to make acid grenades.
Yeah.
And I've got 5 of them, so
Right.
that's what I'm doing.
You're throwing an acid grenade. Yeah.
I'm throwing an acid grenade.
Okay, make your attack roll. We double checked the rules on this
We did.
during the week because they didn't agree with one another. But we've discovered that it is indeed accuracy and not dexterity because there are more references to that, and that's how it works in the other
You
games
have
in
to
the
beat
family.
that TN of 11, don't you?
You do have to beat a TN of 11, otherwise it goes slightly awry.
There you go.
So you've
16.
wanged it up the field
Yep.
for 16. You've generated 1 stunt point. I'm not quite sure how we're going to work a stunt point in the...
If you would allow me, by the letter of the rules, and honestly, I will happily capitulate to this. You know, it isn't in the spirit of the rules for this, but I'll ask anyway. A rapid reload. You can immediately reload a missile weapon.
Oh, if you can reload a missile weapon, you can definitely grab another grenade from your pouch, definitely.
I don't want to do that because of the kaboom stunt.
You
But
want to
I want-
reload a gun.
I
Right.
want to reload my my Aquabus.
I see what you mean. It's not within this. Yeah. It's not,
That was my concern about it. As
do
ever,
you know what?
your
I'm going to
call
allow it.
entirely.
I'm going to
Thank you.
allow it. Yeah. You're pissing about with explodey things. Black powder explodes. I'm going to allow it. I'm going to be generous.
Thank you.
need all the help you can get at this stage anyway. So, if you would like
Most
to roll
kind.
the damage, do you want to roll the damage once for everybody, or would you prefer to roll it individually for the just for the tension?
Yes. Let's go individually from weakest to strongest. How about
Okay. Weakest would be the injured doppelganger.
that? Yep.
How much damage does it do?
That's a good question. I don't know. What's the stats for it? This is the first grenade I've ever thrown.
Right, you are. Let's just take a look at the page number for grenades. It's under
57?
equipment. It's 57.
57.
57, and it's an acid grenade. Oh, bloody hell.
I like the sound of that.
It's 3d6 damage.
Marvellous.
Thought you'd be pleased.
And special effects.
Yeah,
Reduces armor by 2.
it does indeed
Impact
reduce the
all
armor by
directions. Any
2.
target wearing armor must reduce the armor rating by 1
All right.
before damage is calculated.
Yeah.
Right. So it's 1 less armor points.
It is indeed. So, if you
But that's permanent.
it is
No,
permanent.
no. Yeah,
No,
it does.
Yeah, it is.
yeah,
It is permanent. Yeah.
permanent.
That's
Because
sort of
your
what happened to
your
your
armor.
armor when it was hit with the acid. So, if you'd like to roll the damage,
Yeah.
13. So, you throw the grenade. It hits
Mm-hmm.
just between Janosch and the doppelganger. The massive splash of acid hits the doppelganger right in the face. The doppelganger screams in agony as the acid burns through its face and dissolves its head, which now just slides down its... What's left of it just slides down its body. I don't know if you've ever seen the film The Cube, or just Cube,
Yes.
where the guy gets the acid spray in his face. That's what's just happened to the doppelganger.
The old French.
Lovely.
Deed. Very deed indeed. Okay.
And I said to him, "That's a very good disguise you've made there as a corpse."
I see we've got
Deadpan
Arnold
humour.
Schwarzenegger level deadpan humour as bad guys are killed. Okay,
He
so
had
the
to
next
split.
weakest is the imp. So if you want to roll the
Mhm.
damage for the imp. And its armour will be permanently reduced by 1. So I'll just change that. That's is that 12 damage to the imp?
It is.
Yep.
Oh shit. So that would be well, it'll be 8 after it's gone through its what's left of its armor, which is
Mhm.
technically its scaly skin. So okay,
So I've burned its skin off.
yeah, the splash of acid has hit the imp kind of along the lower back, the lumbar region, and you can see bits of it are burning off. There's it looks like steam. It's more a cloud of acidic gas, where parts of its skin are melting, and it's burning into it. It's pitted into the back of the imp, who, rather than screaming in pain, is now chittering at you angrily, as if this is the biggest insult it's ever faced. It's pointing one clawed hand at you, and then it points 2 clawed fingers at its eyes and 1 clawed finger back at you.
I point back and say, "Welcome to the acid house party."
Oh, oh.
And
Nicholas
if you
Marty
would,
then sparks up a tune. What do you know about acid house music?
I'm not going looking for bardcore acid house covers, mind. Although now that I've mentioned it, Louise
Sheep
probably
herders
will
on
later. Sheep herders on drugs. Okay, so I'm just going to close this token set and the thing. So the next target was Janosch. If you want to roll the damage for Janosch, I'll bring his stats back up.
Oh.
And I'm looking at the good guys instead of the bad guys. So Infernal Sorcerer Janosch. Character sheet. Stick that on character. His armor goes down by 1 permanently. And Then you've done. Let's have a look. How much damage did you do him?
Just the 8.
Not so much. Just the 8.
Yeah.
So, however, it has just a touch distracted him a lot.
Good.
So it'll be
A lot.
6 by the time it gets through what's left of
That
his
stings.
armor. Yeah, that stings. And he does
Right on the ass.
something almost similar to the imp in that he stops mid-sentence recanting this spell, which means it'll now be combat round 12 before he gets the door open.
Mm-hmm.
He
Good.
stops and he turns and looks at you really angrily whilst one of his ears is just dissolving and is scarred down the side of his face with the acid that's burning in there. You can actually see the acid melts one of his eyes, the other one's glaring at you. He's ignoring the pain of it just to glare at you as if to say, "You're next."
And I say to him, I always wanted to go to Burning Man.
Oh.
Okay, so that's the end of the combat round, and we advance the marker to combat round 10. Multi-sided.
That was caustic humour from.
Oh.
There we go. Combat round. That seems to have vanished completely. Come back. It has. It's just buggered off.
Let's have
Okay.
enough. Oh, there we go.
It's coming back. See what I mean about the lagginess today? Okay, there we go.
It's now
Combat
a red
round
one.
10. And I will now need to put a second one of those in, but I'll sort that out in a moment because I also need to reorder the turns. But the other thing I'm going to do, because there's a lot of NPCs acting... Oh, shite. Do you know when you've just clicked the wrong button and everything's running so slowly so you know something terrible's going to happen any second now, but you can't stop it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. What we feel.
You've just closed it, haven't you?
I accidentally clicked remove all turns. However, fortunately, it's managed to give me the option not to do. Are you sure you're that stupid? It said. Right, you are. So I've reordered it. Oh, I've reordered it descending instead of ascending. I'm not having a great day of this, am I? Right, okay.
Technology's just no side.
Right, it's still. Fuck's sake. Right, got it. One of the things I'm going to do to speed things up is I'm going to change the monk's initiative. So instead of everybody going at once, instead of every monk going individually, I'm going to have all of the monks go on the same initiative just to speed things up a little bit.
Okay.
And I'm going to pick 16 because that's the average. So you lose one monk going before the others, but 3 that would have gone slower. So I'll just take this one off, and as I get to the others, I'll take
Yeah,
them off.
that second doppelganger in the list's dead. You might want to remove him.
Yeah, I'll remove him when we get to him. So the doppelganger 1 to act first. And he is going to attempt to attack that monk with his sword. Yes, he's going to aim because he can this round. And it's brought over 14, so that is a hit. He's managed to hit the monk, but only just barely. As he swings, the monk goes to parry it with his arms and realises too late this is going to hurt. Because instead of managing to catch the flat of the blade, he's caught the sharp bit across his arm instead.
Ooh.
He howls in pain. Ah, God. I'm almost howling in pain from that result. 12 points of damage. So it's bitten quite deeply into his arm. This is how defensive wounds come about, of course. And the next doppelganger up is the dead one. So that doppelganger comes out of the array, and it's Adrienne to act.
I'm casting Puppet Fate.
Okay, make a casting roll. And that's a total of 17 with a target number of 13. That's a pass. Whenever you attempt to apply it to an opponent from now on, they're going to need a save against your 17 spell power, which is quite a hefty spell power. You have 2 points in the Puppets of Fate pool. That's your major action. Do you have a minor action you would like to carry out as well, or is that you done?
No, that's me done for now.
Okie dokie. So it is all the monks that are currently free and on your side. So this one is going to attack. I've closed the bloody stat block again. There we go. He is going to attack that guy. He's only armed with a dagger though, but he will aim. And he has scored. Let's have a look. 15 with 3 stunt points. So he's going to do the same as he did before. He's going to skirmish him backwards and knock him over. And I'll just pop the prone marker on him. And let's roll the damage. So it's a dagger. 6 or 7 points damage. So that would be -5 by the time it goes through the doppelganger's armour. And that's that monk. This monk is now freeing this monk, who will join the fight. So choose side over there. Choose. It's another monk on your side now. And with his next movement, he'll move up to this guy, ready to free that guy. This guy is now free, so he's going to run down to here to collect the weapon that fallen cultist dropped. While this monk collects the other one, because the cultists are armed with both swords and thingies, and then runs up to join the fight here, but runs out of actions when he arrives. This guy was already armed, so he's going to run up and attack this doppelganger here as well. So let's have a look. And he's armed with the doppelganger's sword, so he can't aim because he's moved. So those two monks come charging up together. He thrusts a sword at the doppelganger who's prone, so that drops his defense by 1, but he still just manages to bring his blade up to defend himself in time. However, this monk's also, actually, he's going to go try and take this cultist out to save his friend who's in a bad way at the moment. So he's going to attack, sword, can't aim. And that's a 12, that's a miss.
From behind.
From behind, yes, because that would still only make it a 13. It needs a 14. So, that's a miss there. Although he is engaged against this other guy. No, I'm going to be generous and call that a hit. It's also producing 2 points of stunt, so I'm going to skirmish him away from the guy that's almost dead and do damage. Ah, shit, I rolled the wrong button. And do damage. 8 points of damage. So that's -6 from his armour. That's 12, but he's been skirmished, so he's going to be pushed 1, 2, that way. He's seen Gora throwing acid in that general direction. He's trying to push the guy back into Gora's range for the... Actually, you can push him a bit further, so you'll push him right there. Right into where the acid grenade landed. This injured monk has calmed the fuck down a little bit now that he's almost dead. So he's going to... He's effectively going to come out of the fight for a bit. He's standing there.
Could he go over there, though, to try and...
Well, there's still only one set of keys as the pro. I suppose, though, he could have the keys handed off to him. So, yeah, he'll move over there.
If he's got the move for it, because that would seem he's with his buddies then, and he's out of the...
Yeah, he's out of immediate danger if he's there, isn't he? So, up next is Janosch, who promised that he was going to visit horrific vengeance upon Gora for the acid damage. And he's going to try and do exactly that. So let's have a look at just what horrific damage Janosch would like to inflict. Infernal Sorcerer Janosch. Draw upon death, speak with the dead enemies. Okay, that would be nasty. That would be less so. That would be annoying. Aye. This is going to annoy you all and be nasty.
Oh no.
Target number was 12. He's passed, so that's the tendrils have been resummoned, and I wish I hadn't deleted them the last time.
Puppets.
Puppets of Fate, right, wait a second. Yes, he's got to re-roll, hasn't he? Nell, it's your spell. Do you want to use one of the puppets?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, okay. So let's have Janosch back up.
Hang on, he gets the save first before he has to re-roll it, yeah?
He does get a save and throw first before he has to re-roll it. So he's got a save against a spell power of 17. 16. Oh, dear me. He's failed to pass his save and throw by 1 point. He's now going to have to attempt to recast that spell, or he's going to have to re-roll for the cast of that spell. So that was, what did I say it was? Thingies. What's the names of nastiness? Shadow tendrils. And oh shit. 10. Oh no, he's passed because of his massively high intelligence. He's still managed to pass. So
Hang on.
yeah.
Why has he rolled it again?
Because of the Puppets of Fate, or do you just reduce his roll with that?
Right. Oh, right. So he failed the willpower test, and then So this is his second roll because we forced a re-roll. This is the re-roll.
Yes.
Which he's passed.
Yes. He has
Okay.
indeed. He's passed it, but only because of his huge intelligence. Although I don't suppose it helps you that was the reason. The fact is, he has passed it. So let's just find the shadow tendrils again. I will try and remember where I found them the first time now. Wish I hadn't deleted them. Silly of me. But there you go. Wasn't imagining he was going to do it again when I did it. So it would be market purchases, I think. Might not have been. Oh shit. Okay, where did I find it? Subscription sets, maybe? A lot of adversaries, pack of foes, chaotic conjuration. That sounds plausible, doesn't it? Yeah, here it is. Grasping tentacles. There. And then just expand it to the right size. And then move it to the right place. And bosh! So, there it is. I'm going to move it to the back as well, otherwise it's going to obscure everybody. So, there we go. Currently, it's got Gora, Adrienne, Father Lockian, and the Shadows. Sorry. Can't resist. Should really stop saying the Shadows so that I don't wind up humming.
It's not just you.
Good. I'm pleased it's not just me. Okay, so that's Janosch's main action. His secondary action is not going to happen, I don't think. I'm not going to bother. So it is the shadow creature that is attacking. That's the one that's spotted. That's an illusion. So it's going after Father Lockian this round. And it will aim, trying to take blind guy down while he's still blind. And 19 with 2 points of stunts. Let's see what his favoured stunts are.
Now.
Yes.
Puppets, yeah?
Yeah.
To save him?
Do you want to use Puppets of Fate again, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, let's make a save and throw against your 17. Oh, do you know the exact same things happened again? 16. So he's failed to save. He's going to have to reattempt that shadow touch against Father Lockian. And shadow touch this time has missed.
Aha!
Literally again, just as well.
Right.
But yes, he has missed.
Quick question: that those shadow tendrils on the turn that it drops in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Slightly large, by the way. I don't know if that's intentional.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Oh shit! Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Does
There you
everybody
go.
take damage on that particular turn?
Yes, you will do when it comes round to your.
So does the shadow not need to make a whatever it is saving throw to attempt to
I'm struggling to
move?
work out in my head whether the shadow would be affected by shadow tentacles.
Let's-
If I'm entirely
But
honest.
it's magic.
The shadows have been affected by shadow daggers as well. We had this
Have.
conversation while you were aware
Okay.
that even if somebody is made of flesh, they can still be hurt by a fist.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Yes, okay, I'm going to say it takes the damage. So that's 1d6 if it fails its saving throw, isn't it? It's not doing well,
no,
with saving
because
throws.
it's decided not to move out, so it's still going to get drained.
Um,
The saving throws to be able to move
to
out.
move out, you're quite right, it is. So yes, it's going to take 1d6 damage. So let's give it 1d6 damage. That's 5 points of damage. And minus 5. There we go. So it's down to 12, so it's looking a bit on the rough side. So we did say we were going to delete all the other monks because we're all acting in one now. So it's Nicholas.
16, which you've killed. Have you? Yeah.
It's all
You've
right.
just removed the 16, which
Well,
is the
they're
one
now
you were
going at
using.
15. It's closer to the average anyway. So it's Nicholas Marty to go.
There are 2 shadows.
Yeah, and see them.
Oh yes, there are. It's because I can't see the other one anymore. But yes, there are 2 shadows, so we'll have the other
There's
shadow attack
one
first.
there
Yeah,
and one there.
yeah. I should see them because they're flickering in and out, so there is a slight movementy thing going on. Also,
They are
I've
difficult to
just
see at the
noticed
best of times.
they are difficult to see at the best
Especially when
of
you
times.
put more purple on there.
Yeah. Okay, so what I'm going to do is have the shadow attack as well. The second shadow attack as well, same target. And that doesn't seem to have rolled. Yes, it will aim. And that's a hit. So we roll the damage. I don't think you have any puppets of fate left, do you?
No, we do not.
So that's 8 points of damage to Father Lockian. Let's just see what his armor is. I'm getting an awful lot of things building up in my way here. So armor. Oh dear. Right. Okay. What did I just say? The damage was 8.
8, yeah.
Okay. So 1 point gets through his armor. So it plunges its hand into his chest, but the hand's actually slowed by the effort it has to put into pushing it through the armor itself. It just manages to touch his chest, and there's like a flash of cold shoots through his body, which he barely notices, really. Nicholas Marty to go.
Would dispelling my illusion count as a minor?
Yes.
Right, okay. Can I dispel illusionary Callan because he's in the way? And everyone knows he's an illusion now.
Yes.
The other shadow needs to take damage as well.
It does, yeah. Yes, you can dispel illusionary Kellen. I can't say it, but you can do it.
Yeah, okay.
So,
Yeah.
fucking apparently I can't do it either. Hang on.
Actually, if we just put him in the wall or
I'll
something.
put him in the wall in case you wind up
there.
summoning him again.
Yeah. You make him disappear, and then I'm like, Hannah, bring him back.
Yeah.
So, I'm now, I'm gonna cast Arcane Blast on this guy. Yeah.
On which guy where?
Hang on. Lost him again. Skeletor chops here.
The shadow
Goes
right in
to
front of
shadow.
you. Yeah.
Yes.
Shadow.
Okay. Yeah, no problem.
Where's the thingy gone? There it is.
Arcane Blast, that's a miss.
By how much?
I'll check, but I think it's by 4. So that's a shadow that you've just shot. Defense is 14, so it's by 4. So if you wanted to turn it into a hit, you'd have to expend 4 points from the Hand of Fate pool.
Is the target number equal to the target's defense?
Yes.
Right. Okay.
So, Nell, it's up to you. Do you want to spend 4 points from the Hands of Fate pool to turn that into a hit, which is quite a hefty amount of the Hands of Fate pool?
It's fine, don't worry about it.
But on the
We'll
other
just
side,
count it as a
Sorry,
myth.
can you say it again? I had my name, but you kind of went all like garbled.
okay. What's happened is Nicholas Marty has failed to cast a spell. It would take 4 points from the Hands of Fate pool to turn that into a hit, which is a lot to take out in one go. However, he is targeting a shadow that's almost dead. So the choice is up to you. Do you want to expend as many as 4 points to turn that into a hit, or do you not think it's worth it at this point?
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear us?
Yeah, sorry, yeah, I'm not sure what happened. I totally lost connection.
Yeah, you got bumped out of the call there, I've just noticed.
Right, okay. So, I'm getting tired of the sentence. Somebody else tell her. I'm sick of saying it.
Sorry.
It's not your fault at all, Nell. It's just technology.
Nicholas Marty has tried and failed to cast Arcane Blast. It will take 4 points out of the Hands of Fate pool in order to make it a hit, and it was against a shadow that was almost dead. It is a large number of points to spend to get one spell to go off. Louise said, it's fine, don't worry about it. Bryan pointed out that the shadow is almost dead, but it is entirely your choice.
The other thing is that the casting didn't generate any stunt points.
Okay.
So
Um,
if it had generated stunt points and it could guarantee killing the shadow, then it would be worthwhile. But
Yeah, but you can't guarantee a kill with it. So it's up to you. Do you think it's worth spending as many as 4, or do you not?
Probably at this stage, probably not, to be honest.
Yeah,
That's
okay, no problem. It is a lot out of your Hands of Fate pool, and you are running out of magic points to keep recasting it. So, okay, does Nicholas Marty have a... Oh, you've used your minor action.
Used
Okay.
it.
So it is all the monks to go.
they've already gone
Right, so why did they come up again on?
because you deleted the 16.
Yeah, but that's... No, the 16 is still there. I can literally see it in the turn order.
All right,
So-
okay, so
So it was you
need
telling
to
me I
remove
just
15.
deleted the 16 that's caused the confusion. Right. Okay, so that's the 15 is now out as well, so it's Abbott Cardigan to go. There's nobody down there to help, so he's going to run over this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He can get to about there. Okay, so the numbers are certainly turning on you. Actually, if I go...
we could
there
actually
instead.
get to there for 6.
He's not going there. That's far too close to where the acid blasts went off the last time. He's not sure it's going to happen again, so he's not going there just yet. So it is Callan to go.
Kellen to go. Kellen's going to move to there.
Yep.
Take a swing at the imp.
Okay, you come rushing in to attack the imp, who sees you coming at the last minute and goes, ah!
Or whatever it is. Right, here we go. Rolling, rolling, rolling.
Yeah, I feel a little bit sorry for it. At least I would if it wasn't trying to kill us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If it makes you feel better, it's a really unpleasant person. It's got library books it hasn't taken back in years.
Ooh,
Oh, dear me.
13.
13 is not a hit. You've missed by 1.
Any chance of a hands point to make it a hit?
At this point, Nell, I would suggest that would be worth it because that has generated points. The imp is essentially a spellcaster in itself, but it's also a magical, like the staff. It has magic points that the master can draw on. So I would say But the choice is yours, but I would say that it probably is worth spending 1 point because you suspect Kellen can kill it.
Yeah, yeah, we'll go for it.
Okay, that's a hit.
Right then, in that case, it would
And
be
9. So you might not
9
have...
points of damage. How badly injured is it looking?
Hold on, let's just pull this up. So its armor is now down to 2, so that's 7 has got through. So let's just adjust. Ooh, very badly damaged.
Right. 1 point's not going to kill it, right? So let's swing again for 3 points.
Yeah, okay.
Miss.
Missed. Okay, so
Unless
unless you'd have to spend 2 points this time if you wanted to spend another 2. It's up to you now.
You can spend them on ones that have generated from stunts.
Oh yes, you can spend fate
You
points.
can spend it to just any roll.
Any roll. It's just that an attack that's generated from stunts can't generate further stunts. That's probably what you were thinking of.
You want to put the 2 into it? Because that'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
Oh shit. So that reduces the imp's damage by 2 down to 8. So your second attack... Your first attack hits the imp and slices through its hand, cuts its left hand off completely. As it's like screaming abuse at you, you can actually see the hand isn't bleeding as much as you'd expect. However, it doesn't have time to think about what it's going to do about that because you pull your sword back and thrust it again straight through its face, hitting in its mouth. You can actually hear your blade on its teeth as it clamps its teeth shut to try and stop it, but the blade goes straight out the back of the imp's head. It's dead.
Hey!
Yay!
This has
Awesome.
immensely annoed Janusz.
good.
He's decided that that Gora's no longer his prime target, but he's going to kill this impudent man who's destroyed his familiar. He's really pissed about that. So it is cultist number 2, please, who is...
I'm also standing on consecrated ground.
You are, yes.
Oh,
Cultist...
that's a point.
Yeah.
Doesn't that doppelganger have to
It's not a
take...
doppelganger.
It's not a doppelganger, it's a cultist.
Oh, the labels underneath. Sorry.
Yeah, but
Sorry.
you can also tell from the colour of the robes. The doppelgangers all have black robes, and
Right. Okay,
the
my bad.
cultists all have red, because otherwise I'd have confused myself, and I wanted to make sure that
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that. Okay, so cultist is going to charge and attack Kellen. So let's just... That's an 18. That's a hit, I think.
Yep.
Yep. I started to say that's a hit, and then I started to doubt myself because I realised how hard it is to hit you, but 18's done it. That's 9 points of damage, which is probably not going to be that much when it gets through your armour.
Yeah.
Although your armour is damaged at the moment, so it's more than it would have been. Okay, that's cultist number 2 has gone, and I am now getting...
Dead doppelganger.
Cultist doppelganger can come off, and imp can come off since
Doppelganger.
somebody has murdered the imp. It's really starting to turn against these guys, isn't it? And it is Father Lockian who can see again, or he will be able to if I can get that to take off. Fuck's sake, it's doing the same thing again. Hang on. Oh, I know what it is. It's because he's got another token
got
over
an
the
effect.
top of him. Yeah,
You've got the effect over the top of him.
yeah. So that comes off, and I can actually take that effect away as well. So Father Lockian is now able to see again, which means he can see that things are starting to turn. However, he's also aware of the fact that he's standing just on the edge of those killer vines, and he doesn't like that idea much. So he's going to step backwards out of them, but he's also going to make an attack. So the first thing he needs to do is try to make his thing to break free. Oh, fuck's sake. Unfortunately, there's so many token thingies open at the moment. It's really starting to get in the way. I can close the game because he's dead. Father Lockian, here we go. Somebody refresh me memory what the save and throw to get out of the black tendrils is, so I don't have to look it up, would you? Anybody?
Sorry? Oh, you want the shadow tendrils, right?
Yeah. Just if anybody remembers what the save and throw to get out of it is, it'll save me having to look it up.
Oh, I don't recall offhand, I'm afraid. I would have to check. On it now, though.
Okay. I'll make his attack because he's doing that as well, so I'll make his attack while you're looking it up just to speed things up a bit.
Willpower, any bonus versus spell power.
Willpower, any bonus. So I'm going to
Any
use willpower
bonus?
faith.
Yeah,
Any
bonus.
bonus?
Somebody
We
has
did-
willpower faith.
I
Oh
do.
dear.
We didn't have that before, though. Ooh.
I think you probably did. Right, you are 1 point, 1 dice of damage to Father Lockian. He takes 5, and he has hit. He has missed the enemy. No, he's hit the enemy with 4 points of stuns. So he is going to drive it back, but not far enough to get it out of the. Oh, for fuck's sake! I'm picking up everything but. Right, 1, 2. Oh, fucking hell. And right, he's driven the shadow back, but not far enough to get it out of the effect, just far enough that it can't come straight out after him easily. And he has also knocked it prone. So let's have a look. Add a prone marker. Right you are, and now we'll do his damage. Which is 10 points of damage to the shadow. That's -8. Okay, so the shadow's badly damaged and knocked to the ground and backwards into the thing as he slashes it with the magical sword, well, the enchanted sword that you enchanted, and drives it down and backwards so that it's forced into the tentacles which are grabbing it, and it's a much weaker shadow now. It's harder to see, which is fairly realistic because I can barely see the damn thing myself. That's Father Lockian done, and that's 2 monks who've already acted, so they can come off. So it's Inut Imush to go next, the seducer demon, who realises now that things are going a little bit against his side, so he's going to have to kick in whether he likes it or not. So he's going to hit somebody up with a disorient, and from where he is, he's going to go for Kellen with the disorient, I think. That's assuming he casts it, of course. So let's have a look. Disorient. That's 15. That's a successful spell casting, because it would have been 11 was the target number. You don't have enough, I don't think. Do you have any?
We don't have anything in the puppet's pool, no.
Didn't think you did. Right, so that's Kellen is now disoriented.
Save and throw, is there?
There is a save and throw. I'm just about to look it up for you. That would be magic. Oh, there will be a save and throw. It'll
Willpower, I
be
think.
willpower something, probably self-discipline. Yeah, willpower self-discipline against the spell power of 17.
And you get one every turn.
You do get one every turn, yes.
No.
Nope, that's a fail, so you're disoriented, which means your movement is halved and you suffer -2 to hit. -2 to do everything until the next save and throw. And I will just mark you with a downgrade for that to show that you're disoriented. And there we go. A downgrade and a feather brain. Right, so that was Inut, and he's going to need to take off
How's everybody looking for health at this point?
Good.
Okay. Locking still okay. It didn't take much damage from the shadow that attempted to touch him. and couldn't.
Lockian is he's okay. He's about 2/3 effectiveness. You
Okay.
think?
For my first trick.
Well, I'm on what 4/7.
Right.
Right. Okay. For my first trick, I'm going to try and get out.
Okie dokie. So that would be a willpower anything test versus.
Okay. Then.
Was that Janosch that cast it? So it's 18 the target.
Yikes.
Nope.
15.
Sadly not, unless you want to use 15. It would take 3 more points. Do you have 3 more points left?
We only have 2 in there.
Right, so you're not going to be able to get out this round. So you're going to
Right.
take a dice of damage. That's 3.
Okay.
As the tentacles rip and rend at you, you can feel your life essence being drained out by the suckery things as they slap onto you. Is draining your life force. You've spent far more time in this fight trapped in these damnable
indeed.
tentacles than you would like. This is the second time you've been the target of.
It's taught us a fine lesson for our shadow mage. So.
Yes, indeed.
What's good for the goose?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Now, so is Kellen's facing off against
A cultist.
a cultist just there. So is basically on with a speed bump in, between him and the main guy. Really want him out of action. Okay. Kellen, do you need healing?
Well, I'm on 39 out of 74 at the moment.
So you'll be okay for a bit?
Hey, I could probably take a couple of hits, depending upon what it is.
Right. Okay. I'm going to take aim with. You're probably out of range there from a grenade if I throw another one at him.
You should be, unless you miss.
Well, if you throw a grenade there,
Yeah.
or
In fact, if I throw it past him.
Yes. Even if you miss, the chances of hitting him are fairly slim because you're more likely to overshoot than undershoot.
Yeah.
how far does the actual radius of the grenade? Is it all the squares around the
2.
target?
2 meters. Yeah.
So it's 2 meters. So from
Like
there,
that.
Yeah.
I'll get him.
it's
Not him.
2 squares in every direction.
It's 2 squares in every direction, that's right. Yeah. Okay, so that's your target point. Make your
It is.
roll. That's 12. It's a hit. It's just barely a hit, but it's a hit. So you lob the grenade up high in the air. It arcs over the cultist and Kellen and over the sorcerer. Lands behind him and shatters. Spraying acid left, right and centre. So, that takes their armour down by 1 again. Which order do you want to do it in? Do you want it to seduce a demon and then
the seduce a demon first, as he's the lower of the 2.
Right, you are. Okay. I'll just have to check why I'm being pinged, because obviously we've had a
Because
lot of bother with...
Nell's internet's just died.
Alright, okay. It's just obviously with all the
right.
bother we've had with kids chucking stuff at the windows, Marie sometimes pings us to tell us that it's happening. So I just needed to make sure that it wasn't that. Okay, so that's the hit. If you want to go ahead and roll the damage to Inut, and I'll take his armor class down by 1 again.
Okay, 2 seconds.
And I say again, it doesn't look like he got hit the last time.
So 3d6 on the seducer demon, yeah?
Yeah, 3d6 damage on the seducer demon. Right, okay, so that is
Nasty.
13 comes off its major hit points. So the splashes hit its arms and part of its chest. You can see it's burning away. The acidic effect is burning away nastily on it. There's steam
Mhm.
coming off with. Sorry, I'm just trying to do something one-handed
It's
at
all
the
right.
time. Yeah, so there's like acidic smoke coming off. There's burns into his body as the skin's crisping and fleshing away. He's screaming in rage and pain. You think you've done
Mhm.
quite a bit of damage to him there, actually.
Mhm.
Okay, so next up you hit Inmush as well.
Mhm.
Oh, sorry. That is Inmush. You hit Janosch as well.
Yep.
So that's dissolved his armour away completely.
Oh, good. Skin next.
Yeah. So, damage, if you would like to do the damage for him, that is that the 16 for him, yeah?
Yes. I ended up getting 16 on both of them.
Yeah, so you did.
Nice.
With 16 damage getting straight through because he's got no armour left.
Mhm.
You can see that this time it's splashed across his chest, is burning away parts of his skin and bone. Skin and muscle.
Mhm.
He's gritting his teeth this time, so whereas he largely shrugged it off the last time, he's not shrugging it off so much this time.
Mhm.
So there you go. You've damaged him quite a bit, and it is
So
sorry. Go on.
he was concentrating on Kellen instead, and I was no longer the centre of his attention. I'm just sort of leaning around and going, "Remember me?"
Indeed. So, did I roll the damage for you? I did, didn't I? Yes. Okay.
Yes.
So that's the end of the round. So it's round 11. Currently, he cast a spell this round, so it's 13 at the earliest before that door could conceivably open. It's the next round. I'm just going to quickly go pay a visit. If you guys want to discuss anything between yourselves while I do, feel free to do that.
Right. I think focused fire at this point. Anybody capable of ranged, get him. Get the bad guy right there.
Right. I think the monks are going to have the doppelganger on this
Yes.
side easy because there's two chained to the wall. There's three
Yeah.
guys over there.
They're going to get flanked basically. As soon as they go over the top of him,
they're going to
then
bum rush him from behind.
exactly he's going to get it, and then he's facing this way. He doesn't know what's coming up behind him. He's not got long left. It's going to be.
It's going to be like in Shaun of the Dead, where all stood around hitting him with pill keys.
Prayer books.
Well, whatever, swords. I don't know. The other part of it is like I don't know. I need to make a saving throw, but I'm only at a -2 to hit this guy in front of me. Right.
Right. Yes.
But I'm usually on a +6 anyway.
Mhm.
So I'll be down to +4. I only have to roll 10 on the dice, which is a low average roll to hit him.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Plus we do still have 2 in the hands pool to boost. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't bother with that unless it generates like a large amount of stump points.
That's good to know ahead of time.
Yeah, because it's worthwhile doing it when you've got a large amount of stump points. 1 or 2, maybe not.
Mhm.
Depends upon the situation. But if it's 3 or more, then definitely. Yeah.
Well, I've got 3 more acid grenades and a variety of other things as well.
I think that was
equal
probably, yeah.
Go on.
I was going to say that's probably the last acid grenade that you're going to throw. Maybe
Why?
one more, because the monks and what have you
Yes.
then swarm
Yes.
up, right? You don't really want them to hang back. You want them to mob that demon and doppelganger,
Yes.
right? Take
We
them out.
don't want to be hitting them with the acid. Absolutely. Once it gets to be more of a melee there with allies in among it, I'll switch over to my firearms, which are more precise.
Yeah, it's one way to go. I mean, I suppose I could always throw a dagger.
Mhm.
not that it would then be just a blind 3d6 at that point for a dagger throw. But yeah, I've got shed load of weapons on the wagon, like spears and lances.
Yes, and
So,
a lance as well. I think you've got.
yeah, which are really outdoor combat weapons. I've got a two-handed sword which I'm proficient in, but as you've noticed, I've been using sword and shield for the defensive
Okay,
effect.
back. Where did we get to? Yeah. So it's now round 11 has just broken out. Sorry, I interrupted Sean there. It's just occurred to us. So finish what you were saying, and then I'll pick up.
No, I'm just saying I've got a whole arsenal in the wagon of various blades and
Yeah.
spears and things, which I can no longer see the point in having a long sword.
Yeah.
Because a bastard sword gets the +1
Yeah.
extra.
Yeah.
And as a weapon of choice, obviously it's a better weapon of choice.
Aye.
And having the shield
Uh-huh.
allows me to apply 3 points of defense
Yes.
over and above, so it takes it from 13 to 16. If I was using a two-hander, I'd do 8 dice more damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you lose a lot in defense.
But I lose 3 points of defense, so it's not really worth it.
No, I don't think it is for you. It might be time to consider selling some of your spare weapons.
No, I'm keeping all the weapons.
Though-
I'm going to keep all the weapons.
those
At some point in the future,
To mount
it's
them on
an
the wall
arsenal,
somewhere, right? Yeah.
arsenal for the garrison or the troops.
Yes, exactly.
Good point. Good point. Okay. Anyway, round 11 kicks off, and first up is this doppelganger who's now starting to worry a bit because he's fighting like everybody. And he's going to stand up with one of his actions. He's going to attack one of the many opponents he's currently facing.
Will the real slim doppelganger, please?
Yes. And he's actually kind of hoping to generate enough stunts to do 2 attacks this round because he's got so many people coming straight at him. So let's have a look. Where's the doppelganger? There he is. Sword. I can't aim because he's got to stand up. So, doing 13, I think, is a hit. So let's have a look. It's not, he's missed. He swings his sword at one of these monks as they're advancing, and they just kind of lean backwards just out of the way. They don't even bother to parry, they just lean backwards so that their blade's ready to come in under his guard when they get a second. So, doppelganger's missed. Adrian to go.
She hasn't returned to the call yet because her internet broke.
Okay, so what I'll do is I will move her down a little bit. That will confuse me because we'll get to a shadow on 16, then Adrian on 18, then Nicholas on 15. But
she's essentially holding action.
We'll assume she's intentionally holding an action until she gets back into the call, yes.
Right, okay.
And then she can decide what she's doing. So, up next are all the monks. So that monk is going to free another monk over here.
We're the monks.
People say we monk around.
Yes.
We're too busy unlocking people.
So that monk that's just stood up is going to take the keys, ready to unlock the next one. And meanwhile,
Would he
all
not
of
pass
these
them
monks,
to the guy with this on the very low health?
probably actually.
That one you've just moved.
Yeah. We'll make him stay and unlock. That means we'll lose an attack by the monks this round because this guy won't have enough. But it's probably safer for him, so he'll move over by the abbot, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 monks are going to attack this doppelganger all at once.
You've also got this one as well. What's he going to do?
Well, he doesn't really have another opponent that he's keen on, so they're all going to mob this doppelganger. There is a cultist left standing next to Kellen, isn't there? So we'll go for him. So let's have a go at the 4 monks that are attacking that last that doppelganger over on that flank. So 2 with swords and 2 with daggers. So what we've got is a hit, two misses as well. So we've got the two daggers have hit, the two swords have missed. So the daggers, that's a total of 12 damage. And the doppelganger's armor, I think it's 2. It applies twice, so that's 8 points get through. So as all the monks attack this doppelganger, they're all kind of stabbing and hacking and slashing at it at once. The doppelganger is desperately trying to defend itself. It's got a dagger in one hand, a sword in the other. There's ringing steel on steel, clang, 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 as it's parrying blow after blow, and then slash right across its arm, clang, it parries another blow, stab right into its side. It's really struggling to fend off these 4 guys at once. Meanwhile, one of the other monks is going to attack the cultist that's attacking Kellen. It can aim, so it will, and with 6 points of stunts as well. So let's just have a look at how badly this guy is. Okay, he's going to skirmish him into there, but he's going to do the damage first. So let's have a look. And that's 2 points. Okay, I'll do a little bit of extra damage as well with the. So that's 10 points, and
He could do a second attack, but yeah, if he does that, yeah.
yeah,
Same
he's
thing.
going to do 15 points of damage to the cultist. Actually, I think he might have killed him. To be honest, he's killed him. So his dead corpse, as opposed to live corpse, slumps into.
Live corpses are entirely possible within this game.
Technically, yes, I suppose that's the
We
perfect
just haven't seen him
definition of
cast
the
it yet.
undead. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's that guy staggers backwards and then collapses dead in amongst the shadow tendrils. The monks killed him. So it's Janosch to go next. Janosch is a bit peeved, right? Because you're all doing all these horrible things to his dudes, and he's not happy about it. So he's going to cast something again quite horrible. Let's see what it is. And I don't think I took the points off for his shadow tendrils last time. So I've just opened Inot as well instead of Janosch. So where is... there he is. Janosch. I haven't taken the points off for his shadow tendrils, so remind me to do that in a moment. He's currently... Somebody's just died, haven't they?
Yeah.
So that means the other spell that he cast early in the game triggers, and he recovers some. I think it's 2 dice actually.
Yeah. Draw upon death.
Draw upon death. He recovers 5 points of hit points for the deaths that have occurred this round. Plus 5. Bosh. So he's starting to feel a little bit better. Let's see now. What he would really like is to kill you lot. So, I think we'll have a...
Does that mean his ritual turn goes up another point?
It does, so it'll now be 14 before he can finish it. Okay. He is cognizant of the fact that he is in a vulnerable position now because everybody's closing in on him. So I'm going to cast Shadow Slip and get the fudge out of there.
And fail.
And fail. He did, yes. Bums.
Is that a fail of a fumble fail?
No.
One stunt point.
No, it needs to be ones really. So he has failed. So it's going to cost him. So there's shadow tendrils and a shadow slip to pay for. So if I just go over and have a look at that. Is Nell back in the call yet?
No, still trying to fix the internet.
Oh, okay.
She said for us to do with Adrian's turn whatever we feel is best for the group.
Okay, so Glyn, you can be deciding. I'll just move her back up and we'll say she's next. Glyn, you can be deciding what she does next, whilst I take off the points for
Sure.
these 2 spells. So that was Um, so it is Adrian to go.
Right, we don't currently have a puppets pool. Casting Puppets of Fate.
Okay, go for it.
Actually, that's a 6-point spell, isn't it? Okay. Having to draw one from the
Staff.
from the staff. Yeah. So
18.
I'll put all of the points from the staff into Adrian's pool, and then I've only got one number to contend with. But if we need to transfer it back out, we can do. Right.
Okay.
So Puppets of Fate coming up.
So that's a total of 17 with a target number of 13. That's a pass, 3 points in the Puppets of Fate pool, and 3 stuns.
I think we will have ourselves. You said that we can use skillful casting multiple times.
I'm going to allow that, yes.
Okay, in which case I will use. Oh well, I've only got 3 points anyway. I can only use it the once. I'll take a point off the cost of that, so it's only down to 5.
Right, you are.
That's one, and then the spell power isn't affected on this because it isn't resisted, is it?
That's
Yes.
true.
It
It
is resisted.
Yeah. Puppets.
Against the spell power?
Yes.
Against the spell power.
Oh.
So when people do a save to save against having to do a reroll,
Oh. Yeah. Okay. Spell power boosted to 18 then.
Okay. Excellent. So your Puppets of Fate has gone off. It's going to be harder for people to resist than it would otherwise have been. That's a pretty good combination there. So it is the shadows to go. So this shadow here is going to try. In fact, they're both going to try and get out of the.
Yeah. Sorry. Adrian needs to try to get out as well.
Oh yes, she does. Otherwise, she takes a dice of damage. So it's willpower, any focus, and she has failed. So she will take 4 points of damage.
And what was the target number? And where's the
18.
Oh right, so even with hands, still not getting out. Okay.
Absolutely. So
Thank you.
4 points of damage. This
Yep.
is. I should put the pips on that as well. Remind me when I've done this little bit, which is the shadows attempting to get out of the thing. So did I make a roll for the shadow? No, I didn't. So it's shadow self-discipline needs to beat 18. Fails, takes damage. Other shadow needs to beat 18, fails, and takes damage. And while I'm about it, I'll just put these things pips on. In fact, I don't need that one. There we go. Okay, so this shadow here takes a d6 damage. That's 2 points of damage. And the other shadow, which is slightly harder to spot, also takes a d6 damage. That's 6 points of damage to the other shadow. The shadow, thank you.
is it going
Okay.
to stand up?
It is going to stand up. That's going to be its other action, and it has failed to escape. So that's the shadows. One of the shadows is finished. The other one, I'm just going to see if there's an opponent it can hit from there before I make my decision. And where is it exactly? I can't see. I'm going to have to zoom in. Where is the damn shadowy little shadow? Right, it's there. And it hasn't managed to escape. I'm just trying to decide whether it can attack Adrian from there. I believe it can. But it's going to have to turn right around to face her. I'm going to call that its minor action and call that done for the round. So it's Nicholas Marty to go.
Please, 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 please let this arcane blast hit it this time.
Yay!
Hey, that's this dude here.
That's that dude
Awesome.
there. Right you are. You summon your magical energy through your hurdy-gurdy and point the instrument in its general direction. You play a chord or two and the energy zaps out and slams into the creature
Whoops. Sorry.
in multiple
Did
directions.
you throw an arcane blast in my way?
Sonic boom.
I was tinkering with the buttons
Jeez,
again. I was tinkering with buttons. I'm sorry.
I
I'm a
shouldn't.
born
I
tinkerer.
shouldn't allow you to have access to the buttons. This is where I've.
You
been
shouldn't. No,
Um,
that was your first mistake.
It was like. Okay, so the arcane blast hits that shadow. It's already struggling because of the life energy it's losing to the tendrils. It's hanging on in there, but it's looking really, really bad now. It's really hard to see it because the more damage it takes, the weaker it gets. Abbot Carrigan, who is over here, and I think that. Yep, that's still in the fight, so he's going to head here and try and finish off. I'm trying to decide, does he try and finish that off or does it go for Imush? He's actually going to go for Imush. So let's make an attack
Bush.
on.
Eat this.
17, that's a hit. So he actually Carrigan's using a sword, isn't he? Not a dagger. So let's just do the extra damage. Okay, so he plunges his sword into Imush. Imush hasn't even seen him coming. He just plunges his sword straight into Imush, who, let's just check his armor rating.
Screams like a stuck pig.
Screams like a stuck pig. It's down to 3. So he took 4. 4 damage. If I can just get it to give me that, there it is. Click on that. -4. Okay, so he stabbed Imush in the back. Imush kind of spins round angrily. All of a sudden, he seems to be less cowardly. Now he's just kind of, his anger is dominating him now. And it is Kellen to go.
Save and throw time.
Yep,
First thing. So it was willpower, isn't it?
it is. Will, yeah, 18 to beat.
Doubt I'll do it, but everyone waits with bated breath while it takes it down.
16. No, you
16.
didn't.
Hang on, we've got 2 in the pool.
Do you want to use them?
I would much rather have our primary fighter at 100%. Yes.
So you're going to use it. Okay. I'll just take off his feather brain. Let's see. Where's
And
his
the downgrade icon?
And the downgrade. There's a downgrade off. There's a feather brain off. And Kellen can now act normally. His movement's back up to full. He's not taking -2. What would he like to do?
This is a very good question because I could charge from there and hit the big bad,
You could.
Very wise.
which is what I'm going to do.
Okie dokie. He sees you coming, so he gets ready to defend himself. I'll just turn him square onto you. And that is, you can make an attack, and I'll just have a look at what his defense is.
Oh, that's not good.
12 is not good. That's not going to be a hit.
13.
13 might be a hit. You don't know for sure, but you feel you're only missing by a sliver. So
Does 13 hit him?
is 13 what you act? Oh yes, because you get a charge, don't you?
Yeah.
So yes, you've just come at him just slightly too late. So he parries you, but you've already hit him. He brings the sword round his ritual dagger around. It clangs onto your blade, but it's too late. Your blade's already pierced and roll the damage.
11.
11 points of damage. Okay, and I've already just forgotten what the.
And he's got no armor left.
He's got no armor left. No, he hasn't.
Mm-hmm.
Shine a light.
Yeah.
That's gonna be fairly
I need
serious.
to learn alchemy.
Yeah, those acid blasts are quite good, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Can be
looking-
quite lethal.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Do they have the same effect on magic armor?
You don't know. Nobody
wouldn't have
wearing
thought so.
magic armor's been hit yet. At the very least, the magic armor would get a saving throw, but it might be that the magic armor doesn't actually be affected at all. Without some more, well, anybody who has time can make an intelligence arcane law roll to see what they think.
See if they know any history.
See if
right?
they
Is-
know.
Is that a minor action?
Yes. We'll
Yeah,
call that
but
a
not
minor
in combat.
Yeah.
Ah, right, okay.
No, it's meaning like afterwards,
afterwards.
in
Oh,
downtime,
right, okay.
downtime activity.
If we're talking like sitting and researching, yeah, I thought it was just something like we could have a think about now.
Yeah, you're a
We
little
do
bit
have-
distracted at the moment, to be
Yeah.
fair.
We do have militant order monks here who would know whether or not acid grenades affected armor.
Yes, you do, and they will tell you if you bother to ask them. Okay,
Why does
so
Nicholas Marty have a ninja mask thing on his head?
I can't remember. Louise,
It's
why
like
does
a
Nicola Marty have them?
sleep, like a sleep
I have
icon?
no idea.
It's something to do with concealment. You're
Ah,
not
right,
invisible,
stealth.
are you?
Am I disguised as someone?
Yes,
You
you
were.
are. You
You
were,
were.
yes.
You were disguised as a doppelganger at
Yeah,
one point.
Not
Oh
anymore.
yes,
so I
it
can...
was, but
Yeah.
surely that's dropped ages
It
ago
has,
because
so
they've
I'll just-
recognised.
Yeah,
I'll
you can
just
take that off, I believe.
I can.
Remove the gimp mask.
Louise, if you'd like to take that off yourself, and I'll handle.
How do I do that?
If you click on your character,
Uh huh.
yeah,
Is it under the crystal ball thing? Yes.
yeah,
Oh, hang on, I'm off the side. 2 seconds.
you're at the very end of
Ah!
the screen.
It won't let me scroll that far. For fuck's sake, hang on.
Oh, right, it's pushed the thing out the side of the screen.
Yeah, I can't
Yeah.
take it off until I move. So let's just pretend it's not there.
Okay, we'll just
Okay.
pretend it's not there for the time being then. Okay, so
Everyone ignore the gimp in the room.
The ninja egghead.
and we have a 14 to hit the shadow from Father Lockin. He charged, so he gets +1, so that's a 15, so that's a hit. But he only just barely hit, so he rushes the shadow with his sword above his head. The shadow brings its arms up to defend itself, and he swings low and slashes across what would be its stomach instead, taking it somewhat by surprise and finishing it off.
Hey!
As the sword passes through, the last of the shadows are caught on the edge of the sword and just wisp away, and it drains down to nothing. It cannot be seen at all. It's gone. It's dead. You've knackered that one. Right, so that's Father Lockian has gone. So opening the turn order again, we have Inut Imush is up next, realising that his side really needs to up the ante a little bit. Inush is going to do a thing. That'd be dead impressive, probably, when he does it.
Run away?
Um,
Teleport?
Decide that actually we're lovely and he's going to heal us all.
do you know, I have a feeling that's not what he's going to do, no.
He's
I don't
decided
know
that
why.
discretion is the better part of valor, and
Yes. He is going to try and
switch sides.
kill somebody. He's going to try and kill one of the guys that are... he's going to need to get the hell out of there, actually, otherwise he's going to get mobbed by these
Pack
things.
tactics.
So before he goes, he's going to try and bring one of them down with a shadow dagger. So let's have a go with his shadow dagger. And that is a 4, 8, that's a hit. So we will roll the damage. I'll just roll a d6 and then I'll add one mentally. That's 6 points of damage to Father Cadogan as the closest. So he takes the 6 points of damage as the Shadow Demon fires the Shadow Dagger straight through him, and then it's going to get the hell out of dodge. I'm just picking a direction for it to run away in. There seems to be hostiles everywhere, so it's a case of which ones it thinks are the weakest or the busiest, I suppose. Yeah, it's going to head this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And take damage from
So-
going in the consecrated area.
Shit, that's a kind of consecrated area. So no, it's not going to run that way. It's going to go this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We'll get it to there. Let's just check what its movement actually is.
So like
13.
13. Yeah. So it's going to go round the back of what's his face,
Yep.
beneath the mouth of the statue, under its chin.
Yeah, pretty much. So it's going to dash down there and then start looking for other targets where it feels a little bit safer than it felt just a moment ago. Got it to go.
Yeah, but this monk here,
Yeah, he's going to go after him. There'll be a bit of a fight there. Also, that monk can fight him from within the consecrated ground if he wants to. So,
Yeah.
Gora to go. What would you like to do? She like to do?
Saving throw.
Right. Yes, 7 throw first to try and get out of the.
Yep. Okie dokie. So, willpower anything versus 18 is the target
Mhm.
number. And
Do
you've
we have
only
anything? Do we have anything? We don't have anything in the hands pool. My God,
so you don't have anything in the hands pool.
we do not.
No.
Oh, that's
No, 'cause
unfortunate. You've
I
only
burnt
missed
the
by
last 2
one.
points.
Ouch.
Yeah. Okay, so that's d6 damage. 1 point of damage.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, what would you like to
Right,
do as your action?
Firstly, Nell says that she doesn't think that she's
Going to be able
going
to
to
fix
get
it.
back. However, her fiance is trying to sort it and is quite technical, so she says. So she's trying to get back. Did you say it was okay to call you in the event of this going wrong?
Yes, I don't know how that'll work. But
Right.
yes, it is. Although I might have to hang up rapidly if I need to ring the police if we have trouble again.
Oh
with,
God, yes, absolutely.
And now I'm going to have to find my phone number, aren't I? Right, Hugh.
That's the thing. People don't know their own phone number.
No, I've no idea.
I do.
Because you never ring yourself.
Well, that's it. Yeah.
But yeah, I know what mine is.
Okay. No, I've no idea what mine is, but I'll try and find it whilst you decide what Gora's going to do.
Right.
Except
So we're now at a point. We're now at a point where acid grenades are no longer a good idea. So
yes.
Yeah, because you could get a bounce back from throwing it to here.
Oh,
You could
is he-
try throwing it at him. Yeah.
Yeah, could. Okay. He's attempting to sneak up behind the monk and Kellen by the look of it.
No, he's
Would-
running the opposite direction.
He's run around the.
Yeah, he started over here.
Yeah, I remember where he came from, and just the direction he's facing. I thought he was trying to come round for a pincer.
Well, he's backed himself up, hasn't he? He's
Yes.
come round the corner.
Yeah.
He's turned round and he's looking to see who he can attack.
That's right. Yeah.
Like, where are the
Okay.
dangers?
I'm going to attempt that thing we discussed with an arcane blast. And I'm going to hope for stunts. 3
Okay.
specifically.
Yeah. Okay. Let's have a look. So that is Yanesh you're aiming for, is it?
Yep, it is.
Okay, let's have a look. So with an
Blast.
11, I think you've probably missed, but I will
I have.
double check.
Blast my arcane blast.
Yeah, you've missed him.
Arcane Blast don't seem to be.
Doing so
You don't
well
have
now.
any accuracy.
I used my accuracy, did I not?
Or just as attack bonus 3?
Yeah, my
Yeah,
accuracy
that
is
will,
3.
yeah, that will include.
Oh,
that
right,
will
you do.
include.
Yeah, there's no focus on it.
Yeah.
Right.
No, but I'm going to be advising every mage in the party to get the arcane blast focus because it's our last ditch weapon,
Yeah.
and we're not great at it. So I think we need to be better in that regard.
I think you're probably right. Okay, so it's the next round, and this is when the ritual would have gone off if the demon hadn't had to break off another round to do something else. So it's this doppelganger, which is being mobbed at the moment, is going to try and fight its way out, and it has scored a hit with 5 points of stunt. So it's going to do a mighty blow on somebody to try and force an exit. The exit it's going to try and force will be to the guy that's going to be easiest to kill is in the wrong direction. Going to try and kill the abbot. Okay, I don't think he's got enough to do this, but he's going to try and kill the abbot. So doppelganger, sword, plus.
So that means he's just turned his back on all those other guys.
Well, he's kind of spinning and sort of parrying and turning and twisting, and yeah, there's quite a lot going on where he is. He's a bit on the busy side. That's 16 points of damage to the abbot. The abbot takes that sort of fairly easily, to be honest. Well, fairly easily might be an exaggeration. He's bloodied by it. So as the things like parrying one guy in front of him with a sword and another one with a dagger, he then reverses his grip on the sword and thrusts backwards through the abbot's side and pulls that forward, swings it back in his hand to the right way round. He's not even looked at the abbot while he's parrying everybody else. He's just stabbed him through the side with a reverse swing. The abbot's staggering backwards a little bit because he's been hit through the side very painfully and bloodied him. But he's going to be all right. He can probably take another hit before he goes. And the monks, on the other hand, the monks, annoyed at the attack on their abbot, are going to cut loose. So there's 4 of them, 2 with daggers
2 with swords.
and 2 with swords.
That's 1.
So
That's 2 with 5 stun points.
yeah, and the sword, and I think I just hit with an axe there. Actually, no, I didn't hit with a sword. That's okay. So that's pretty much everybody hit this round, and one of them did 5 points of stunts. Now, normally they're a touch more subtle than just like bludgeoning them to death with the extra damage from a lethal stunt. Normally they would sort of skirmish them, but they've got this guy surrounded and they're just hacking and stabbing and slashing. He's determined he's going to kill him. So the guy that created the stunt points is going to do a lethal blow. So we'll start with the first dagger attack first, and that is
Dagger damage.
That's 8 on the doppelganger. So I just need to check the doppelganger's armor is 2, so that's 8 down to 6 minus 6. Now the second, as he thrusts his sword into the doppelganger, is definitely trying to parry, but he manages to slash the doppelganger's hand that's holding the weapon he's parrying with. The other guy, the guy that generated the stunts, he has seen an opening while the doppelganger's been swarmed, and he is stabbing for the back of the doppelganger, or the side of the doppelganger's face, and for a total of 15 more points damage. That goes down to 13, and I don't know what I just did there. There we go. That goes down to 13, and as the doppelganger tries to parry one blow and gets slashed down the arm, the other guy jams his dagger right in the side of the doppelganger's temple and twists. And as he pulls the dagger back, the doppelganger just flops over to the side, just like he's a bucket of sick or a bag of sick. He's just splat dead. So that's one less doppelganger in the enemy forces to fight. Are there any doppelgangers left? I'm not sure.
Don't believe so.
There are, so I can take the. I can clear up some of the stuff here by closing the doppelganger stat block when it comes round next. So, Janosch up next, and he's under attack. Oh, wait a minute, he's
Hold on.
Yeah.
There's more monks.
Yeah.
This one.
Yeah, yeah.
This
Well,
one.
yes, I suppose.
And this one.
That's 11 to give this guy back those. That's plus 11. Well, I think those monks are. Well, those ones are busy. Oh, and this one's unlocked him as well. So that's another monk multi-sided. Choose side over to that end. Choose, and it's another monk up and about and fighting again. So this monk here is going to go and make sure that the abbot isn't too badly injured. This monk here is going to attack Inut Imush, the seducer demon. I'm going to try at least. That is a hit with 4 points of stunts. So he's going to skirmish Imut.
Pull him into this consecrated ground.
Yeah, you'll pull him into the consecrated ground to do extra damage that way, and he will also knock him to the ground. So, well, I'll just find the there, and I'll roll the damage, and then we'll work out the description. So that's 4 points of damage on Imot. So that's okay. So, as the monk spots Imot, she slashes at him with his dagger. The dagger barely grazes the demon's shoulder, but it turns round to face him, and as it's thrusting one hand out to try and defend itself from the dagger, the monk locks the arm under his own arm and turns, dragging Imot into the... so it actually put him on the other side of him. Dragging Imot into the consecrated ground, kicking and screaming. So he's sort of thrown him into there and lightly slashed him. The dagger was almost a feint, really, to get him to parry, to present an arm that the monk could then use as leverage, and it's worked. So Inut is going to need a saving throw against that consecrated ground. It'll have the same effect on him as the tentacles have on you, so it'll be every round on his go. It'll take damage. So that is...
But he's not tied up, though. He can just walk away from it.
he can just walk away from it, yeah. Right. In fact, it's like physically trying to repel him, but he will take a dice of damage every round. He can't get out of it. It would take the monks to keep him in there, though, is the only thing. So it is Janosch to go. Janosch a bit annoyed with himself about failing to cast a spell earlier. He's never been so embarrassed.
Don't worry, it happens to everybody sometimes.
This has never happened to me before. I've never failed to get my spell off.
First time for everything.
Okay, so
What's he going to do?
he is going to move for a start. So he will take a hand-to-hand attack at Kellen, but he will also move himself around into this darkened area as he does. So as he's pulling back, he makes one thrust at Kellen with whatever his hand-to-hand weapon is. I'd best check that. I think it's a
Said he had a dagger.
ritual dagger, yeah. So, doesn't get to aim, hasn't got the time because he's moving into the shadows. That is a miss, I think. 13 doesn't sound to me like it's going to hit Kellen. Okay. However,
Point of clarity: have evil creatures been taking damage from the consecrated area?
only when they've been in it.
No, they shouldn't be taking damage at all, as far as I'm aware, because the stunt just means that they have to pass a willpower self-discipline test to pass into it or shift out, because it's from the rite of purification stunt.
It is, yes. The thing is, if they can't get out, they've been taking damage from it. If it forces them out, but for some reason they can't manage, then they've taken damage for it.
Oh, right, okay.
So let's have a look now. So you're quite right. He won't actually take damage if he can just walk out of it next round.
But he's lying down, though.
But he is lying down, so he would need to make. We'll get onto that anyway. That's not important right now. So, Constitution I need for reasons that you don't. Oh, you've got to be kidding. Well, that was fucking silly of me. It's a minimum of 2 though. Bombs. Right, so he's going to use a shadow regeneration for 2 and a...
Hang on, how's he getting extra actions?
He doesn't get extra actions. He's using his stunts.
Who's using stunts?
The Infernal Sorcerer.
But he missed. He doesn't get stunts.
Oh, Christ, he did miss. You're quite right. Not accustomed to him missing. So, right.
He's not having a good day, is he?
He's not having a good day, no. He's not managed to get anything to work in the last couple of rounds, and that's not like him at all. So, all this tells me is next time I put you up against an Infernal Sorcerer, I need to make him tougher. I'm just kidding there, honestly. I wouldn't necessarily do that. Adrienne to go next.
Okay. Right, first of all, save to get out.
Yes. a fail, so it's a dice of damage.
Yep.
So Adrian takes another 2 points of damage.
Okay. It's a nasty, nasty spell, this.
It is. It is a nasty spell. I might have him cast that again instead. Nothing else seems to be working.
And that came from the boss monster, yeah.
Yes, it did. It came from Janosch. Yeah.
Right. If he were to be blinded, would he have a much tougher time casting such spells?
Make an arcane law roll to see if you can figure that out.
Surely he has to be able to see the target.
Make an arcane law roll to see if you can figure that out.
Yeah.
13, yes you did. Okay. Targeted spells he would have a problem with.
Mhm.
So if he's aiming at you or at somebody else, if he's just
Mhm.
going like 3 meters ahead for an
Yeah.
area effect, then it might very well not bother him anywhere near as much. But
Right.
actually targeting an individual, yes, he would
Mhm.
definitely struggle with that.
Okay.
However, most of the spells he's cast haven't been targeted at an individual. I say most.
Yes.
He did cast a shadow dagger at one point.
Mm. And we've currently got 0 in the hands pool, haven't we?
You currently have 0 in the hands pool. Yeah,
We need a hands pool.
you do.
Ouch.
What's happened? Sorry, I wasn't looking there.
Well, I passed, but only got 2.
Right, okay. You've passed 2 points in the hands pool. Hey, there's
Yeah.
been that last round. 2
Mhm.
separate things were failed by 1 point.
Yeah.
So the 2 points could have meant those 2 things both passing, and that would have made a huge difference. So that might happen again. You don't know. Obviously, it would have been better if you'd rolled a 6, but never mind. So you add 2 points to the hands pool. It is the shadows to go next. So first of all, I believe one of them's dead. Secondly, the other one is very hard to see, but he's over here. So he needs a
You can see the red bar.
yeah willpower test. And for fuck's sake, 16. He's still not managed to get out. So he takes another d6 damage. I think he's taken more damage from his own side. In fact, he has. Almost all the damage he's taken has been from his own side.
This is what happens. You ally yourself with evil.
Well, yes, quite. So he's taken 4 points of damage in an attempt to get out, which has failed. So he's just going to attack somebody he can, which is most likely going to be Gora. So Gora's going to be attacked by
Hold on a second.
Can he actually reach Gora?
well, they're next to each other, so I would say yes.
He's in that square.
Yeah.
She's in this square. There's a square there in between them.
Yeah, well,
Adrian had a minor action?
Adrian has a minor action, yeah.
Right.
Oops, it is.
I'm just making sure that the save isn't the minor action. I suppose.
Sorry, go on.
Go on.
If you pass the save, you move, so then yes, it would be. If you fail the save, I suppose technically it should, but I'm going to say you're all right. Why, was there something Adrian wanted to do?
Well, I just wanted clarification more than anything as to whether that was the minor action or not. I can attempt a distraction tactic.
It's all right. I'm not going to let it attack this round, actually.
No, it's entirely up to you. I'm just thinking of.
Well, there is a square gap, and I am going to say, since it failed to move, it's not going to be able to close that range. So, what would be up next? That would be Nicholas Marty to go. So, Louise, you to go.
I'm gonna have to move now, so I might be able to take that thing off. So I'm gonna move around to here.
Okay.
And bear with me for a second, because I'm gonna see if it'll let me remove that effect now.
Okay.
Yay!
I'm going to take it from the yaying that it worked.
Took the wrong one.
I did a. Hang on. Oh no, I'm putting the ninja on now.
Right, there you go.
Right, what was that? Aha! Right, that's better. That's me sorted now, yeah?
Yes.
Why am I not dead?
Just
You did the same thing that I did last week. You quite rightly thought that the red X was to close the window, and it's not, even though it's in the top right.
It's in the place where I
Yes,
was fixed.
yes, it's really bad design. It's like, oh, I'm accidentally dead instead of closing it.
Right. Now that I'm now not dead again,
Yep.
I'm going to cast Arcane Blast on the remaining shadow and hope I manage 2 hits in a row.
Oh,
Right.
Did it?
Yes, that looks like a hit. Just
Hey!
barely, but it's a hit.
A hit's a hit.
Hit's a hit.
Aww.
Shame you spoiled it with a crappy damage roll, but never mind. In fact, that won't do any damage to it at all because it's got 2 points of natural armor.
That just sounds like a twang.
Yeah, pretty much. It just kind of passes through it without doing any damage. I'm just going to double check that 2 points of armor thing. Oh, I'm glad I did because I'm talking out my arse. It takes 2 points of damage.
Exactly.
So it has faded very, very slightly as you hit it with that arcane blast. So it is Father Cadogan to go. Just a second, guys. Sorry, I'm just going to have to pause a moment. Sorry, guys, we're going to have to put it on hold for a bit because we've got trouble with the kids outside again.
right, okay.
So I'll be back as soon as I can. But just
Best
do
of
what
luck,
you're doing.
mate.